Your income ceiling is not in your mind, it's in your body. By the time you're 35 years old, your body remembers every pattern, program, experience, thought, feeling about money that you have ever lived, and it keeps the score of your income. You might have tried mindset tools, affirmations, journaling, trying to be high vibe, forcing yourself to believe in your income goal. But what you find is that your frequency keeps going up and down. Maybe you have 1 month where you hit your income goal and you're happy for a few minutes, and then you're wondering, would I ever be able to do it again? What would it take? You're more worried about how would you do it again instead of really anchoring in the abundance that you're experiencing. And you are getting snappy at your partner, maybe constantly squeezing time that you spend with your kids. And it's just a constant roller coaster of your income cycle. Like every month you start from zero and you are chasing to hit that income cycle. It feels more like running on a treadmill, right? And when you think about increasing your income ceiling or increasing your income goal, and you look at your current day or your calendar, it's already fully booked. Where would you squeeze in more time? What you want to realize is that if you want to smash your income ceiling, it needs a different model. After having more than 500 one-to-one sessions with different entrepreneurs across the globe, I was able to identify very specific patterns. And this is not just like them taking my programs or just taking some courses. I coached them one-to-one and really understood what was running the show. And what I realized was that we are told that the income ceiling is in the mind. Your mind is controlling how much you're earning, but it's not true. The truth, the way Maxwell Maltz declares in the book Psycho-Cybernetics, it's so beautifully that your subconscious mind, your nervous system, and your body, all these three things make up your success mechanism. It's like a system, a target that is shooting at something. He called this system psycho-cybernetics. And he said that human beings for the very first time discovered that when the computer was invented, and they were thinking that a computer has programming, right? It is programmed a certain way. Even if you look at rocket, when we release the rocket to shoot it to the moon, the rocket has a target to shoot at. What if humans have the same thing? That we have a target, that our success mechanism, our subconscious, our body, and our nervous system is shooting at. And that's what they found, that even a drug addict has a target that they're shooting at. Right? Every single one of you, every single entrepreneur, every single visionary, successful person, no matter how hard they work, they're subconsciously and in their nervous system shooting towards an income ceiling. And just working harder or doing more or being more productive or trying to find a different strategy is not going to change what you're shooting towards subconsciously. And the only thing that makes a real shift is if you change the target. You have got the success mechanism within you, which is automatically shooting at something, and inevitably on autopilot, you are going to land there. It's like a GPS, right? The only thing that you can do, which makes your life so much easier, other than micromanaging, constantly criticizing yourself, being your own parent or teacher, trying to force yourself to be more productive, it's too much. And that's why people start to have anxiety, problems, stress, and all these things. Mental disorders are so common because we are not taught how to really work in alignment with this success mechanism. And this success mechanism actually shoots towards a target, and it is shooting towards what your current income ceiling is. On what you want to do is you want to change that. When I was working with entrepreneur in the one-to-one capacity, what I realized is that each one of them had a income ceiling, a point, and they were trying to use mindset tools. They were trying to visualize. They were trying to feel good. They were trying to force themselves into believing that this is it. This is how I can just somehow force myself and my nervous system to set a new target. But this is not how it works. What you want to understand is that your income ceiling is made of certain identities, certain belief systems, emotions and ideas that you have picked about money. And most of them don't even are in your mind anymore. They live in your body. They're stored in your throat. They're stored in your heart. They're stored in your sacral. They're stored in your rib cage, just over your belly button. They're stored in your back, where your spine is. They're stored everywhere, and your body is constantly communicating. And I really want to share with you how it works, how they control, how they dictate. Before you even consult with your mind, your body steps in and control your decision. Let's say you are launching, you're doing a new launch, right? And you haven't done this before, it's very exciting, it can work, but you have a little bit of fear. If you don't believe in yourself, and if you don't believe in your receiving, and if your nervous system don't feel safe to hold money, and if you don't think you have the creative power, you don't trust in yourself, then you will start to feel the sensation under your belly button, in your sacral, where you'll feel very nervous, you'll feel frozen, you'll feel like that sensation that you shouldn't go ahead. And what you'll start doing is either you will over studying, over researching, over strategizing, or you might create your funnel and then review it like 100 times. Or you might not just do it and just procrastinate and say, "Hey, I'm waiting for the right time." Or you might do it, but then you just want to stop and unplug and freeze, right? You go in that fight, flight, freeze. Your sacral is holding on the identity that you are not good enough to receive. Don't have what it takes to create. It has the creative energy, where you tapping into your receiving and you give birth to big ideas, right? Now it could be that what you want to say, let's say you're a coach or you're a consultant, and you want to say something, right? But you feel this tightness in your throat, where you feel like, I cannot really say what I want to say. I People may not hear it. I might feel too much, or I might not, it may not sell. I may not come across as the right authority. You are dimming your voice and you are saying what you think you should be saying, instead of what you really want to say. And that sensation will be in your throat. This way, your body acts before your mind even intervenes. And there is so much research in neuroscience to prove that your body keeps the score of your income. It dictates your ceiling way before your mind even gets involved, because now it's your unconscious program. It doesn't need to consult the mind. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're brushing your teeth, you're doing things, you don't think, do I brush my teeth, do I go to the toilet, do I change my clothes? You just do it on autopilot. And that's how you're taking the decisions when it comes to money. That's how you're self-sabotaging. The key is to understand that when you start to rewire your body, right, you reach the 98%, and mindset work is 2%. That's why it hasn't worked for you. That's why even when you have done all these tools, you still feel like you're fighting against yourself, because you're fighting against your identity that is ingrained in your body. After working with thousands of entrepreneurs at this time in different capacities and doing those 500 one-to-one calls, what I've extracted is a system where you can plug into and you can start to shift your identity. It's called income set point breaker method. And when I adopted that method for the very first time, going from 8 failed strategies, I received my annual income in a weekend. Since then, every year I turn my annual income into monthly income. And this is just such a beautiful phenomena, the way it works. And it has been backed by lots and lots of coaching calls and working with people and really understanding and trying to find the patterns and what is really working, and science and neuroscience, and reading hundreds and hundreds of books. But what I've realized is that mindset industry is very much fixated on vision boards, trying to feel good, just be happy. But being happy and feeling good and being high vibe doesn't change your wealth consciousness. It's right stored in your body, which keeps the score of your income. Here are the 3 steps that I want to take you through. And not only that, at the end of the session, I'll gift you a beautiful masterclass where I take you through the exact steps and help you really embody all those steps in your business today, so that you can shift your income ceiling, smash it completely, and receive your annual income every single month. The first is Your nervous system needs an exact target. Like the rocket needs an exact target. The computer needs an exact coding, right? You cannot just be riff-raff about it. You cannot just say, I want that, but I want this. You want to be laser focused at one thing. What is the income frequency that you want to manifest? And when you really do the nervous system rewiring, what will start to happen is that you will shift your vibration, your dominant vibrations. It won't be only when you're meditating or when you're affirming or when you're journaling, you'll feeling that it will become your dominant autopilot state. It will become not what you're trying, but who you are at your core, right? You want to be really clear on what is the income goal. What are you trying to achieve? So the first thing is set the target very clearly. Here, precision is biological. It's not a choice, it's biological. When you're focused on trying to manifest too many things at once, your nervous system doesn't know where to move. Your power gets diluted, right? Being really, really clear. The second step is tapping into your oneness, realizing and really anchoring into the fact, and I love doing this with my clients. I tell them that you're only doing 5% of the work, and 95% of the work is done by universal intelligence, by the universal laws that are at your disposal. You are just doing 5% of the work, and you are tapped into the oneness. You have this formless intelligence which is entering your body. It has no form, so it's taking your thoughts and your feelings and it turning into a form, and then it moves your body into action. Absolutely, action is essential, but action is the third step. It's not everything, right? Just by being productive, you just get more efficiently stuck in your income ceiling. What you want to do is you want to really anchor in the oneness, that you are aligning with this formless substance, this energy that's moving through you, that is making things happen for you, and it moves your body and it changes your vibration to attract what you need to attract, to manifest what you want, right? But this is a really important concept, that money is not earned. Money is the manipulation of energy. That's what it is. You're moving energy. Because when you say I'm earning money, it feels very hard. It feels like I have to earn it. I have to perform. I have to do more. And then this paradigm doesn't support exponential wealth, because there is only 24 hours in the day. You cannot just do more and more and more and just have exponential wealth, because there is a limit to doing more. What you're doing is you're saying, I am moving the energy. So I don't even like to use the word earn anymore. I use the word moving the energy, because that's when there is no limit, there is no ceiling. You tap into your oneness, and you, from that place of oneness with the source, you start to look at your human self and you say, who am I? You start to diagnose that identity, where I actually use my proprietary system, the signature system identity diagnosis method, which has got 5 tools where you really tap into your body, in your subconscious, in your nervous system, and really uncover your identity with money, all the patterns and programs that you have been carrying on to. A lot of people think that there is this one block. If I just smash it, I'll be fine. It's a paradigm, and you want to really uncover the paradigm. And when you uncover that, it's so fast to shift it. What you do is you uncover, who am I? How do I see myself? And I want to give you some really powerful examples. A lot of my clients come to me who want to create overflow, who want to create exponential wealth. And the first thing that they find is that they're operating with a middle class identity. I am middle class. So when you're operating with a middle class, you cannot you cannot move the energy of exponential wealth with middle class identity, right? You want to really see, how do you see yourself? What is your experience of money? Do you see yourself successful? Do you see yourself receiving money with ease, or it's always a struggle? It's always like you're pushing, you're struggling. You want to really observe your physical reality and uncover your identity. And the greatest question to ask is, who am I? You can also write a love letter to money. And when I say love letter, it doesn't mean you say all the great things to money. In fact, you write it as if you're writing to your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and you are going on a rant, and you're really sharing with money how you feel about it, even if it's negative, because it really helps you uncover. You write a letter to money, uncovering your relationship. And when you start to uncover your identity, then you release it at 3 levels. The first level is logic. If you believe earning money is hard, find all the people for them it's easy. If you think, I have got kids, that's why I cannot do that, I'm busy mom, I'm struggling, Find other moms who are doing that. You need to really get logically behind it. Then you start to really embody the feeling, right, of being that. So once you're logically behind it, you tap into the feeling, and then you take aligned action. When you take the aligned action, you give a very powerful message to your body that I'm embodying that. This is who I am. If you had what you desire, what would you do today? How would you show up? How would you feel? What would you think about yourself? Right? What would be the one thing that you would do that you would not do now? That these are the things you want to look at. And the third is the embodiment of the millionaire identity. That means there is a version of you which exists within you, that vibration is already within you. Create that version. Take the blank canvas and start painting that version. Who is that version of you, right? And then what you do is, once you uncover that version, you start to step by step embody that. You start to realize, okay, this is the current gap between who am I being. I'm going to first logically question, according to who am I middle class, according to who I'm not successful. You have to see that as now. Remember this rule of thumb, that whatever you say about yourself, universe or God says yes to that now, not when you have the money. How do you see yourself now? Can you see yourself successful now? What if you ask yourself this question, how am I successful right now? Not when this. When you start to really unconditionally operate with that identity, irrespective of the 3D, you start to show up that way. You start to speak confidently, move differently. Your energy exhibits that, you're radiating that, your toroidal field, which is the electromagnetic field around you, and it attracts all those things to your orbit, and you become that version of you. And that's when whatever strategy you choose, it works, because it's not about what you did, it's about who you are when you did it. Remember, when you like a singer, right, or when you like their song, it's their vibration, it's their feeling that you like, it's the thing that resonates with you. If you listen to a coach or a person or a masterclass, it's not what they're saying. That is only 8%, but it's what their vibration. You are communicating with people on energetic level way before you say something. It's not about the strategy or the framework or the template. You are the walking, talking, freaking template, right? Be the template of your millionaire self, because that's what you really are. And when you do all of that, you start to shift your outside reality, because it's the mirror. You start to think different, you start to feel different, you start to act different. And then there is no other way except that you match it, you manifest it. It comes in your orbit. And one of the things I always tell my client is, what if it's so easy? What if we think, oh, I want this number, I want to manifest 100,000. It's a so-called big number. It's not a big number. That's why I want to now attach different connotations to it. What if we just peel off everything? It's hard. It has to take long. And just say it gets to be easy. And then your reticular activation system, which is your filter in your mind, changes, and it sees the ease, right? So what if it's easy? What if that's your natural state, when you be more instead of do more, right? And when you do that, you start to see a very powerful shift. And I have taken you in a every step by step in my masterclass, in my brand new income reset masterclass, where I take you through step by step how exactly to do this, how to go at a deeper level and do this every step in your business. The link is in the comments below. You can watch, integrate, and smash your income ceiling to your first or next million. And I'll see you soon.